Hey, loved ones. I wanted to read some scripture from Isaiah chapter 14. This is 14 verses 12 through 14. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation. In the sides of the north I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." It could be rather offensive at face value to find out that, according to the Bible, God created everything that He created, including you and me, for His glory and His glory alone. Colossians 1:16 says that all things, including you and me, were created by Him and for Him. Isaiah 43 verse 7 says, "Even everyone who is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, yea, I have made him." However, when we step back and we understand, when we look at the entire masterpiece that the gospel is, we find out that God created us for His glory by creating us for the purpose of enjoying everything that He is forever. That's the gospel. The purpose of the cross was to reconcile man to his original purpose, which is to enjoy everything that God is forever. Another way to say this is that the purpose of the cross was to reconcile man to enjoying God forever. Okay? And that's the best part of the gospel. God doesn't need us for anything. He doesn't need us for anything. He knows exactly who He is. He knows everything that He is. Okay? And He takes delight in us. He takes delight in the thought of us enjoying everything that He is forever. God is more in love with Himself than absolutely anything and everything else in existence, and He has to be, because He's perfect in absolutely every way, which means if He loved anything more than Himself, it would show that there was something more satisfying than Himself, which means He is not the epitome of all happiness. He's not the source of all truth. And isn't it true that the decisions that you and I are going to make in this life that are going to have the most impact on our lives now and in the next life will inevitably be based on what we believe to be absolutely true? So therefore, God has to love Himself more than anything else. Otherwise, He would not be able to meet our deepest needs. And so He didn't create us because He needed us for anything. He didn't create us so that we could regularly affirm everything that He is. He doesn't need that. He's perfect in every way. But He created us to enjoy everything that He is forever because He loves us just that much. Okay, and so having said that, everybody is in one of two categories. They're either living to glorify God or they're living to glorify themselves. They're either living to please God or they're living to please themselves. And this is where Lucifer got in trouble. Lucifer fell in love with his own beauty and thus wanted praise and adoration and worship just as much as God did. He wanted to be just as much God as, God is. But like I said, the job's not available, and he couldn't do it if he had it, and this unfortunately led to his fall. And one third of the demons that shared in his vision for, his existence fell with him. Okay? And so this is where I end up stepping into the sphere of constantly trying to constantly trying to achieve contentment at no avail. At no avail whatsoever. Why? Because I was created to make much of God. I was not created for I was not created to make much of me. I was not created for anybody else to make much of me, including God. Including God. And so I have no desire to be God. I do, however, have a passionate desire to be just like God. I desire to live a life that Jesus talks about in Matthew 5:16, which says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven." I don't want anyone walking away from me at any time in my life thinking to themselves, saying to themselves, and telling others how great I am. I am not the source of all satisfaction. I am not that which can provide the filling of the deepest longings of your innermost being. Only God can do that. And so I want to live a life that doesn't just say I love God, that doesn't just say how satisfying God is, how beautiful God is. I want to say it, but I want to live it just as much, if not more than I say it. I want to go out of my way to serve those those who God has brought into my life with my actions just as much as my words, so that they can see how valuable He is, how everlastingly satisfying He is, and not myself. So, which category are you in? One will bring fulfillment, one will bring contentment, one will bring not just satisfaction here on earth, but everlasting satisfaction, because you were created for one of the categories, and the other category you are not. Are you living to serve and please and magnify and glorify God with your life, and thus have denied yourself, taken up your cross, and are following Jesus? Or are you living to satisfy yourself? Think about it.